Hi, television family. We are back on this 18th day of March 2022. It's Friday. Weekend. Almost here. In fact, if you stand on your tiptoes, you can see the weekend from here. What you're not going to see is a lot of sunshine. We have some unsettled weather into the weekend, and then we're going to warm up. We're going to have some beautiful weather to get spring going. Spring Equinox, of course, is Sunday morning at 8:33, so we're just down to the last couple of days of winter. And we could even see, believe it or not, the last night of winter, Saturday night, we could see a couple of snowflakes here in the Wenatchee Valley. It's possible. Forecast details are coming up. Mountain passes aren't too bad. Stevens a little on the iffy side, but I've driven in worse. We'll take you up there. News, there is a lot of news. It was a busy day in the newsroom yesterday. Sports took Gonzaga a little while to warm up, but they got it going. They had a great second half and ran away. So they've punched their ticket to the next round of the NCAA tournament. We'll talk about that. We'll have highlights from a very impressive Wenatchee Wild victory over the Trail Smoke Eaters last night in sports. And the Wenatchee Valley men's college basketball team began their postseason experience with a very easy win in Everett. Highlights of that, too. And everything else that you need to start your day. And today we will begin the first of a two-part interview, conversation, if you will, with Dave Erickson. He's the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services for the city of Wenatchee, and they have a whole bunch of projects, some kind of minor, some pretty big, coming up this summer around the Wenatchee Valley, and we'll talk to Dave. We'll have that for you in the back half of the program, and then we're going to have the second part of the interview on Monday. It was a lot of information, good stuff from Dave coming up, and that'll be in the back half of the program. 2 minutes after the hour, sun's almost up. Let's see what we have out here in the Wenatchee Valley. Once again, from the very tip top of Wenatchee Heights, at the very edge of it, we take a look-see at the Wenatchee Valley. I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations has expired, so I will tell you, back in the day, back in high school, we used to drive up to that area. I went to school with one of the Jaglas who owned the property up there at the time, and we would go up to that area, and we would hit golf balls off the edge. Oh, it was like 40 years ago, so don't yell at me, all right? I've gotten smarter since then. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley with the high clouds hanging around. We're at 37, by the way. Yeah, outside of our studios. Inside of our studios, it's a very toasty 75. Camera number 2. Ooh, Nanapock Ridge. Check that out. Good morning. Lake Wenatchee. Is the ice all gone from the lake? I think it is. I think that might be an optical illusion. I think the ice is all but gone. I know Fish Lake, I've been seeing the ice dissipate there. It's not all the way gone yet. I think it might be completely gone from the Lake Wenatchee area. Still snow up there, of course, up on Dirty Face and down below at Kaler Glen. Camera number 3. Ooh, sunrise beginning to peek over an area that's also Lake Wenatchee, isn't it? Yeah, that's the Coles Corner camera. And the only reason I can tell is that you can see where they clear cut the logs to run the power lines. That's how I can tell. So that's Coles Corner area, not far from the Nanapock Ridge camera that we just looked at. And camera number 4. Ooh, another beautiful sunrise. I can't make that out, Uriah, though. I don't know what camera we're using. That's the number 1 Canyon camera. Okay, fair enough. I believe you. He wouldn't lie to me. He's a trustworthy guy. So good morning to the Wenatchee Valley from the very far western edge of the valley from our number 1 Canyon camera. And that's up the canyon quite a ways, as a matter of fact. Because we're heading into spring and saying goodbye to winter, I wanted to do the long-term outlook again. This is from the Climate Prediction Center, the people of the National Weather Service who do the long-term forecasts. Here's your 6 to 10-day temperature outlook. This begins next Wednesday, the 23rd, and goes through Sunday, the 27th. So the first full week of spring. And as you can see, we have a much better than 50-50 chance of seeing above normal temperatures. We're going to be in for a very warm spell starting Wednesday of next week, and it's going to be hanging around, it looks like, for a good dose of time, at least through Sunday, the 27th. You can see that big red spot all over the west coast of the United States. As a matter of fact, it's going to be quite a bit warmer than normal. As far as precipitation, same period. This is Wednesday the 23rd through Sunday the 27th. Just about normal, just maybe leaning a little bit higher on the more precipitation, but it's kind of a 50-50 thing there. As far this is variations on the norm, is what that means. So it's about normal precipitation is what we're looking at from the 23rd to the 27th, but it's certainly going to be warm. Now, the thing is, we got to get there first. From the National Weather Service, here's your forecast. Clouds today, light wind, Little bit of a sprinkle here or there possible. I don't think it's going to happen. High 55. For the record, yesterday we only hit 48. That was our high on Thursday. Our normal high this time of the year is 53. And we're up to 12 hours and 4 minutes of daylight. Sunrise this morning is right about now, 7:07, sunset 7:11. Saturday looks pretty stormy. Pretty good system. It's a strong system. It's going to come through Saturday. It's not going to last very long. Lots of rain in the lowlands. The mountains are going to get some snow. It's going to be a little breezy in some locations. Kind of a stormy gray Saturday for the last full day of winter. We're going to get all the way down to 32 on Saturday night. As I've already mentioned, there is the chance of some flurries on Saturday night in the wee small hours. The snow level is going to go all the way down to 900 feet. You're going to wake up Sunday. It's only going to be about 32 degrees at sunrise, right at freezing. And we're going to have a lot of sunshine on Sunday, but we're only going to get to about 49. That's below normal. Then here comes the warming trend. One weaker system on Monday. Tuesday, we start drying out. High pressure begins to build out. Wednesday, sunshine, 62. 62 again on Thursday. And it looks like if this high pressure dome is as strong as I think it's going to be, we're going to be in for quite a bit of warm weather. Really getting going on Wednesday, but that process begins on Tuesday. To the mountain passes, your pass report, as usual, brought to you by our friends at D.A. Davidson, the strength of a trusted partner and personalized solutions to meet your financial needs. Remember SIPC. Live shot of Stevens. Traction tires are advised. It's snowing. It's not really sticking to the roadway. It's more of a slush that you're going to be dealing with. And this is only really at the summit. Once you get right near the summit of Stevens Pass, you're going to find that slushy, glushy, snowy situation. So there's an advisory there. US 97 Blewett Pass, you're fine. Apparently, Blewett Pass is now a small white square. No advisories, no restrictions on Blewett. I-90 is good. No advisories, no restrictions. It is raining on I-90. Very light snow today. If you're going to travel in the mountain passes, Snoqualmie and Blewett is not going to be much of an issue over the weekend, but Stevens is going to get some snow. On Saturday, about 2 to 4 inches of snow on Stevens as that system comes in. That's going to bring us some rain. Stevens is going to get snow Saturday and Saturday night. A little bit on Sunday, and then that's kind of about it. Again, it's only going to affect Stevens Pass. We don't think any kind of snow is going to come down to make the driving treacherous or dicey on Snoqualmie or Blewett. It doesn't look that way. All right, 7 minutes after the hour, after 1 minute break, your Friday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Spring is more than just a time to clean. It's your time to renew, recharge, and spend time with the people you love. At Merry Maids, our cleaning services go beyond the basic services and provide you with a comprehensive clean that will re-energize your home and enhance your life. From everyday routine cleaning or deep cleanings, Merry Maids professional team members can provide you with an unrivaled experience. Call Merry Maids to schedule your cleaning today. Find ageless beauty at Chelan Valley Skincare. Cindy offers the most up-to-date treatments for personalized skincare. If sagging skin or acne scars are some skin challenges for you, Chelan Valley Skincare offers non-invasive, non-surgical skincare. With up-to-date technology for shorter treatment plans, you'll benefit from Cindy's expertise to help you accomplish your skincare goals. Please stop by their website for details on all their services. Call Cindy today for your free consultation.
9 minutes after the hour, we're sitting at 36 degrees, high clouds, light rain today, mid-50s, quite a bit of rain on Saturday, light snow possible Saturday night, and then we gradually warm up into the 60s by the middle of next week. Let's begin with this. A 75-year-old Med-Hal man was killed Thursday morning on Highway 97 south of Chelan when his northbound vehicle left the roadway and crashed into a large rock. Washington State Patrol Trooper Jeremy Weber said Keith W. Hole may have had a medical issue or fallen asleep at the wheel before losing control of the 2001 Volvo V70. This happened about 7:30 in the morning yesterday. Early indications are that there were no drugs or alcohol involved. The accident was south of the Beebe Bridge. The investigation continues. Firefighters, and a lot of them from Chelan and Douglas counties, responding to a pallet fire at Kai's Fiber in North Wenatchee. This was early yesterday morning. That sent flames shooting high into the sky. Chelan County Fire District 1 Chief Brian Brett said it's not the first such fire at the site. The most recent was in the afternoon of June 20th, 2018. But Brett says Kai's Fiber has been proactive and responsive to building safeguards, including water cannons near the pallet area.
Our crews were dispatched about 3:19 a.m. this morning to pallets on fire by the substation remote from the building at Kai's Fiber. We have a history of having some large lost fires in this pallet yard over the past several years. Crews arrived to find it near the substation remote from the building. We're able to confine and contain the fire, protect the substation, and prevent it from spreading. Currently, there's an excavator en route from Public Works, and our fire investigators have been dispatched to determine the origin and cause at this point.
One of the commissioners of the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority announced he is going to be stepping down. Rory Turner, who was just reelected last year, will resign from the board at the end of next month. Turner announced yesterday morning he's stepping down to focus on several businesses in which he is a partner. Turner said because of ongoing challenges from COVID-19, his full-time focus is needed on those businesses. Turner was first elected to the Port Board in 2015. He was praised by the Port for his leadership in the formation of the Port Authority, a 2019 merger of the former Port of Chelan County and the former Port of Douglas County. The Port Board will now seek a replacement for Turner. That person will serve until the November 2023 election. Turner represents District 3. That includes Chelan, Manson, Aniat, and portions of North Wenatchee. Jim Richardson might remain at the helm of Wenatchee Valley College through the end of the year while the college searches for his replacement. Richardson originally announced his retirement at the end of the school year, June 30th, after 17 years of running the school, but trustees said Wednesday they're going to extend the contract through the end of this year with an option to let it expire if a successor is named before the end of the year. The decision allows the college to avoid naming an interim executive while an outside firm called Academic Search Incorporated looks for a new president. Finally, on this Friday, Canine Kate, the drug detecting dog at the Chelan Regional, at the Chelan County Jail, he was the host this week for 8 other canine drug specialists for testing and training. Dogs from the Washington State Patrol and the Airway Heights Police Department tested their skills in finding hidden contraband in the jail's annex. Kate and her handler, Corrections Deputy Jacob Lewis, introduced the canine program at the Chelan County Regional Justice Center in November of 2020. Chelan County's 3 elected commissioners also visited during the training to learn more about the program. You're in the loop on what's making news. At 13 minutes after the hour, the news will come your way once again tonight. At 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, Grant Olson in the anchor chair. I'll be handling sports. Eric has gone fishing with a preview. Here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, wet weather coming our way late tonight and into Saturday, and then unseasonably warm temperatures next week. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will have more on Gonzaga's March Madness game yesterday, and we'll look ahead to this weekend's matchups. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. And don't forget, you're not locked into those times, 5, 6, and 10. You can watch our news via our Facebook page, our homepage, and our YouTube page. And at the bottom of the screen are any of the number of ways you can get a hold of us. If you have a news tip or you just want to drop us a note, Facebook, email, phone call, website, partridge in a pear tree, whatever the case may be. After a break, it took Gonzaga a little while to warm up, but they got the job done. We'll talk Gonzaga basketball highlights from a victorious Wenatchee Wild game last night, and the Wenatchee Valley College men. They look good, too. It's all coming up. Sports is 1 minute away. Watch you Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, I'm Katie Joslin and I'm a pediatrician at CVCH. We know that as new parents, you have a lot of decisions to make. At CBCH, we have a team of caring pediatricians and family medicine providers who love to take care of newborns. As you're making that decision of where you'd like to go, we hope that you'll consider coming to CBCH, where any of the providers you choose would care for your baby as if it was one of their own.
Quarter after the hour, they looked, well, a little rusty to get going, but they eventually got the job done, talking about Gonzaga, and they knocked off Georgia State. In the first round of the NCAA tournament on Thursday, the Bulldogs couldn't do much of anything in the first half. In fact, they only led by 2 going into the halftime break, but then Drew Timme came out in the second half, scored 22 of his team-high 32 points to help the Zags to victory. Timme said his teammates helped pick him up at halftime.
You know, I guess I just had some jitters. I guess it's March, you know. My first true March, so I was a little nervous, I guess. And, you know, credit just to my teammates for telling me to keep going. You know, these guys, everyone in there said, you got to be you, and you just got to post up and get to the basket and do what you do best. And, you know, that's just a good confidence booster when guys have your back like that, even when you're struggling. And I was pretty mad at myself for free throws. Obviously, it's unacceptable. And nothing but just confidence coming from my guys and coach, and that really helped me, you know, just get back to doing what I do.
Coach Mark Fuse said Georgia State was a lot better than the number 16 seed that they were given. He said he's happy to win and move on.
Yeah, well, it feels great to move on. You know, I always say probably the hardest thing to do in our sport is get NCAA tournament wins. It's hard enough to get to the NCAA tournament, and then once you get here, you know you're going to play a really good team. You know, we really understood that. I think these guys understood it this week once we started really breaking them down. I mean, I kept telling people that's not a 16 seed, and I think they showed it tonight. So, I mean, Georgia State gave us quite a fight, and I'm extremely proud of our guys, especially how we responded in the second half. We kind of flipped the script on the rebounding aspect of the game, and then also got back to finishing the way we usually finish around the rim. So also cranked up our DER, finally got down to where it usually is there later in the second half, and I think that was a big deal too.
Freshman Chet Holmgren, the human 2-iron, he had 19 points, 17 rebounds, 7 blocked shots. Both he and Timme were quick to back up Andrew Nembhard when the senior guard was asked, what's it like to play with 2 talented big guys?
I see it every day, so it's nothing new. I feel like when those situations happen, we just got to keep feeding them and play off them and work around them, move around them. It's just a great thing to watch.
But let's not take away
let's not
from
forget
us
about
going.
this guy. He's the one who makes
He's
it
the one
easy
who
on
runs
us.
the ship, gets us going, gets everyone in the right position. Y'all don't give him enough credit for what he does. Without him, we wouldn't even be here. So, I mean, 11 assists.
Yeah,
like,
11 assists.
how many dudes are doing that? Like, come on, give him some more credit.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Next up, Memphis. This is going to be a good game. The Tigers are good. It'll be a second-round matchup tomorrow night, 6:40 on TBS. How's your bracket doing? Mine's doing fine. I forgot to fill one out. The biggest upset, number 15, St. Peter's beat number 2 Kentucky in overtime. Wow. 85-79. Number 12, New Mexico State knocked off number 5 UConn, 70-63. Number 12, Richmond over Iowa, 67-63. And number 11, Michigan came from behind to beat Colorado State, a number 6 seed, 75-63. The women's side of the NCAA tournament gets underway today. Gonzaga takes on Nebraska. First round, 12:30. ESPN News has that one. Haley Van Lith and her Louisville Cardinals will take on Albany at 3 o'clock on ESPN2. And Washington State has an early wake-up call tomorrow morning, 8:30 on ESPN2 against Kansas State. Wenatchee Valley men advanced to the second round of the NWAC tournament. They knocked off Highline yesterday, 74-59. It wasn't even that close. Isaac Brown led the way for the Knights, 29 points. The call at WVC, the Knights grabbed a 22-point halftime lead and cruised from there.
Matched up, man-to-man defensively by Curtis. Works it all the way around. Anthony Roy up and no. Second effort. Oh, hit that bad man again. Hit that bad man again. And now 27 points. Great to have a tradition return. Jones backing down in the paint, needs help. He's capped all day, and he got switched off left to right, fires one from 7 feet and hits. Jones has 29. It's 6:09 left here in the second half. Wenatchee Valley with a sizable lead, 2 dimes now at 20 in the paint. Shot up easy, pickings right there for Jones. Now with 31 with that 8-footer. That's pretty much going to do it with 2-1 in time. Final score, Wenatchee Valley, 74. And Highline, 59.
For the Knights, it's off to the Elite Eight of the NWAC tournament. They will take on Skagit Valley this afternoon. At 1 o'clock, the Lady Knights have a date with Whatcom tomorrow in the first round of the NWAC women's tournament. That's at 12 noon. The Washington State men travel to Dallas for the next round of the NIT men's college basketball tournament. They'll take on SMU Sunday at noon. That'll be broadcast on ESPN Plus for you Cougar fans. As far as the Wenatchee Wild, they had their highest scoring output in 27 games last night. They beat the Trail Smoke Eaters finally. 6-2 at the Town Toyota Center. Parker Murray scored the first goal of the game 26 seconds in. Wow. Arch Ecker barely had a chance to start the broadcast, and here come the goals.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to Town Toyota Center as the Wenatchee Wild have just gotten on the board. We are just 26 seconds in, and the Wild have taken a quick 1-0 lead. Back over for the Smoke Eaters, up top midpoint, shot low and wide, rebound collected back behind the net. They throw it out front and they score. It was out of his reach. Back up top, right point, Karpa. Karpa shot, and that one hits a body, goes just wide. Back behind the net, it's Emerson. He tries to tuck it in, and he scores! Emerson picked the puck up off the back wall. Around behind, Sidlowski's got it. He throws it up top for Karpa. Karpa holds it in, snapshot there, tipped on the way in, Littler, rebound, score! Kate Littler on the rebound. The puck came back to the right point for Jacob Karpa. Karpa wired it in on net. Shabansky made the stop. But as the rebound popped off to his right, it was backhanded home by Cade Littler. Half boards Murray to Somoza. Somoza sharply across for Stibbe. Stibbe's got it in stride. He shoots and he scores! Across the body, low on the blocker's side. Then sent up from Michaud on the left side. Fired up ahead for Disher. Disher tries to get an angle on Oberly. He does, and the puck trickles towards Shade. He makes the stop, and the rebound is tucked home. And the Smoke Eaters are on the board with their first of the period. Cade Littler was standing in the crease waiting for an opportunity that never developed. Here's Bonnet. He's in, he shoots, and he scores! How about Travis Bonnet picking the top corner from the left point. High on the glove side. He unloaded that one. Parker Murray banks it off the wall, and it's going to be picked up by Somoza, 2-on-1. Somoza with Stibbe. Somoza, pass across to Stibbe, and he scores! Final 5 seconds of the period, and the fans begin to clap as the horn sounds. And the Wenatchee Wild post a convincing 6-2 win.
Nicely done. These two teams play again tonight at 7:05. And then they wrap up the series tomorrow night at 6:05 at the Town Toyota Center. The Seattle Kraken, by the way, they return to home ice tomorrow night. Red Wings will be in the Emerald City, 7 o'clock game. Root Sports Northwest. The Mariners begin Cactus League play today. They're taking on their partners. These two teams, the Mariners and the Padres, they share the same facility in Peoria. 1:10 first pitch. 18 exhibition games for Seattle opening day, April 7th. And finally, to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from yesterday, just one baseball score to pass along. Clay Elum knocked off Cascade, as you see there, 12-8. On the softball diamonds, Othello swept a doubleheader from Wenatchee. Moses Lake edged Mount Spokane. Cashmere took 2 from Brewster. Tenasket topped Omak. And to the pitch we go. Wenatchee knocked off Quincy. Moses Lake doubled up Chelan. Cascade got by Prosser. Liberty Bell bounced Omak. And the Brewster soccer team blanked Tenasket 2-0. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this 18th day of March, it is a Friday. I had 3, count them 3, obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National Biodiesel Day. Today is National Awkward Moments Day, also known as Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And although I try to avoid food-related holidays, if possible, I love Sloppy Joes. And today is National Sloppy Joe Day today. The urban myth about Sloppy Joes is it was some guy in Sioux City, Iowa, a cook named Joe, who came up with loose meat sandwiches with a sauce. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I don't care. I love Sloppy Joes. They're a great treat any time of the year. Sloppy Joes were mentioned in the movie Citizen Kane, in the movie It's a Wonderful Life. Of course, the big game changer for Sloppy Joes was in 1969 when Kuntz introduced Manwich, the Manwich Sloppy Joe sauce. And from that point forward, you're down the road. Of course, Sloppy Joes are called different things depending on where you live. Sometimes they're called Dynamites, Sloppy Janes, Slush Burgers, whatever, Wimpies. Knock yourself down a couple of Sloppy Joes today. Looks good for me. 25 minutes after the hour. Today in history, a friendly reminder that the Revolutionary War, we want our own country and we don't like King George and taxation without representation and all that other stuff. But a lot of the Revolutionary War was also, Britain just screwing up. And this was an example of that. March 18th, 1766, 256 years ago today, the British Parliament repealed the Stamp Act. Almost 1 year to the day after they enacted the Stamp Act. They enacted the Stamp Act in 1765. It was not particularly popular among the colonists, and they all got together and said, this ain't good. Taxation without representation, no. So the British Parliament got the word, and they repealed the Stamp Act, but this was the first time that all the folks hanging around North America in the United States eventually got together and said, maybe we should do something with this. They all gathered in New York City to protest, and before you know it, they said, hey, what do you say we start our own country? Worked out pretty good. That was 256 years ago today. Happy birthday to the Stanley Cup. It's 130 years old today. The former Governor General Lord Stanley donates a Silver Challenge Cup as the award for the best hockey team in Canada. It is now, of course, known as the Stanley Cup. That is the original cup. That's the top of it. It is the oldest existing trophy that is awarded to a professional sports team in North America. The Stanley Cup has been won by 104 times by 20 current NHL teams and 5 teams that don't exist anymore. 2 times it wasn't awarded at all. The influenza outbreak about 100 years ago, they didn't do the Stanley Cup, and of course they had the lockout about 15 years ago. Happy birthday to the Stanley Cup. March 18th, 1980, 42 years ago today, Soviet crews were fueling up a rocket, a Vostok 2M rocket, getting ready for launch. About 2.5 hours later, it was supposed to launch a satellite into space. The rocket exploded on the launch pad. 44 people were killed instantly. 4 more were killed over the next couple of days from severe burns. This was 1980. This was the Soviet Union. The Soviet News Service on their nightly news said, what a great launch. And it was great. The Soviet people were never told of this catastrophic disaster. It wasn't until 1989 when the news actually was leaked out. So that's what you call censorship. That's pretty good. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. 32 years ago today, the most remarkable, it's the biggest art theft in American history. It's never been solved. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston is held up in the wee small hours of Sunday morning. They made off with $500 million worth of art. Guards admitted 2 people dressed as police officers. On the back door, they said, hey, we have a call of a disturbance here at the museum. And the 2 security guards let in the 2 police officers, who immediately tied up and gagged the actual security guards, and then the fake police officers looted the joint over the next hour. Never been solved. Boston police think the organized crime in Boston has something to do with it. I mean, the pieces have never been found. The award is still out there. Happened 32 years ago today. Birthdays, we always do presidents. The only president in American history to serve 2 non-consecutive terms, Grover Cleveland, both the 22nd and the 24th president of the United States, was born in the state in 1837. He and Woodrow Wilson were the only 2 Democrats elected president in the 72 years between 1860 and 1932. So if he wanted to be president in that period, you better be a Republican or you weren't going to get the job. He was the Erie County Sheriff, and part of his job as the Sheriff of Erie County was the executioner. And he had to personally carry out the executions of people who were convicted of murder, and if he didn't want to do it, he had to pay somebody else $10 to do it. Well, Grover Cleveland was very stingy. He wouldn't pay the $10 to have his deputy do it, so he had to do it himself. He said he didn't much like doing it. During the 1884 presidential campaign, he was accused of fathering a child out of wedlock. He admitted that he pays child support, but he never admitted he actually fathered the child. Grover Cleveland is the only president to get married in the White House. He married Frances Folsom. He was 49, she was 21. They had 5 children together. That's pretty cool. And as you know by now, if you watch the show, I follow the New Zealand rugby national team faithfully. I never miss whenever the New Zealand national rugby team is on television. I always like to watch it. So happy birthday to Rico Ioane. Celebrates the birthday today. Hi, Rico. Big fan of his. Bottom of the hour, it is National Sloppy Joe Day, so Mike Mignotti's commentary is, as you might imagine, about pizza. And then we're going to talk to Dave Erickson from the Wenatchee Parks Department. Big projects coming up. Great information from Dave. Don't miss it. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
The shipments have finally arrived. And Walker's Furniture now has over $10 million of furniture and mattresses in stock. So this week we're offering big store-wide discounts and express delivery available with special 4 years interest-free financing.
Don't wait. Get it now with big-time savings on your favorite brands like Serta iComfort and Beauty Rest mattress sets.
And take advantage of some clearance items up to 70% off.
It's the perfect time to furnish your life for less. This week at Walker's.
Are you ready to freshen up your home? Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom is filled with high-quality furniture that's always discounted to give you their best price every day. Boswell's is receiving new furniture deliveries each week, so you'll be sure to find just what you need for your home without the wait. Complimentary design assistance and free local delivery. Superior customer service and the best value for your money. Start at Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors. At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We provide the latest news from around North Central Washington weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson. If it's happening in your neighborhood, we have you covered with a staff of reporters who are always on call. Grant will also keep you up to date on the latest weather, and Eric Grandstrom covers sports. It's all on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
With all the variety on SureStream TV from Localtel, there's always something to watch. But what if you hit the couch in the middle of all the shows? That's a perfect time to use the features Catch Up or Restart. Catch up on shows from up to 3 days ago, or restart your show from the beginning. Go to your guide and select the show to restart. Then play, pause, rewind on your schedule. Don't forget, SureStream TV from Localtel lets you decide when shows begin.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, pizza, what a great food. Everybody, kids, old people, even liberals love pizza. I mean, succulent dough, rich spicy spaghetti gravy covered with mozzarella cheese. What could be better? But I got news for you. You don't put fruit on pizza. If you put pineapple on your food, call it a fruit cup a la mode, call it pineapple pie, call it any doggone friggin' you want to, but don't call it pizza. I mean, you don't just put tomato soup and American cheese on a piece of white bread and call it a taco, do you? No. So don't be an idiot. If it's got pineapple on it, it ain't pizza. Okay, that's settled. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's not just my opinion, that's a fact.
Between the shadows and the moon, between the rooftops and the basement.
Morning, Sadie. Come on, Sadie.
Come on, Sadie needs more feet.
The 2022 Grant County Fair is excited to announce country supergroup Lone Star. They'll be playing at the fairgrounds Thursday, August 18th. Friday, August 19th, it's Cameron Marlowe. And on Wednesday, August 17th, it's the tribute bands Jukebox Heroes, Barracuda, and Stone in Love. 3 of the premier tribute bands on the West Coast. VIP seat tickets go on sale March 11th. The Grant County Fair, August 16th through the 20th.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to compete. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. I think I played 8 when I was a kid. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. We grew together as a community. We grew together as teams. When I drive by there, I have dozens of memories that go through my head. Abbeys isn't just a pizza parlor. Abbeys was home.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Did you know that nearly 50% of pet poisoning cases involve human medications and prescription drugs? Sometimes the culprit's a curious dog, but cats get into their share of trouble as well. Other times, pet owners mistakenly give their pets their own medications that are safe to people but toxic to their pets. Dr. Shauna Baez and her staff care about your pets. Go to pawsandclawsvh.com for a complete list of medications to avoid or call 888-PAWS.
Watch Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Find out about programs and activities for ages 50 and over, and meet amazing seniors who contribute to our community. New episodes Sundays at 1:30 p.m., replayed throughout the week on the NCW Life channel. Get your body moving. Tune in for Vibrant Motion, featuring low-impact aerobics hosted by Connie Townsend. These workouts are great for all ages. Vibrant Motion, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, weekdays on the NCW Life channel.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're at Lincoln Park, the largest of the parks in the park system that the city of Wenatchee runs and operates. The man to my immediate left has been on this show many, many times before. He's the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services for the city of Wenatchee. Dave Erickson is joining me here at Lincoln Park. This is going to be a 2-part interview because you guys have got a jam-packed 2022 coming up, starting with this huge project here.
Yeah, just a couple of things on the agenda this year. It's just the perfect storm of all the funding coming together and all the projects coming together at the same time. So this one's really going to kick it off.
And this Lincoln Park project seems to be like a decade into the process. It's taken a long time to get this happen for any number of reasons.
It does, yeah. So actually the input started in 2012 when the South Wenatchee Sustainable Design Assessment Team project started, where people said, hey, we want to see some renovations at Lincoln Park. What do you want to see? And so we found out what they wanted. All the way through 2017, came up with the design for the park based on some additional comments that we received in park design workshops. And now finally have the funding pieces in place. We've got 7 or 8 different grants that we're working on this, some donations and some city funding also. So we're finally down to construction, which is nice.
Basically, as we stand here at Lincoln Park, the ball fields are going to pretty much stay exactly where they're at in the same locations. Outside, and the trees are going to stay for the most part. Outside of that, this is a complete renovation of Lincoln Park. Why don't you start wherever you want to go with this, Dave?
Yeah, so basically everything from the baseball fields west is going to be redone. So the restrooms, the current restrooms that are down there, those are going away.
Those have been problematic.
They have been, yeah. And so now we're going to have new restrooms that meet current code and health department regulations. So we're going to bring those in, and we're actually going to move those. So they'll be closer to the playground. We're replacing the playground. It won't be the exact same playground that everybody's familiar with, the castle. Really a change in the clientele in the parks is kind of steering that direction. So you will see some pretty cool features, but they're going to look a little bit different from the castle. New splash pad will be coming in right next to the restroom, so that's going to be fun for everybody. Full-size grass soccer and lacrosse field. So the field out by Crawford Avenue is actually going to be raised up about 8 feet to be able to get it so it will be flat. Because if you look really close, it does slope down. So you'll be able to play soccer on that starting in 2023. We have another picnic shelter, smaller picnic shelter going on the west side of the park. Also a fully paved BMX pump park. So you'll be able to run skateboards on it as well as bikes, BMX bikes. A new stage. So
yeah, that's going away.
Yep, so what used to be the roof of the restroom, we used it as a stage. Now we'll have a new stage. It'll be closer to the ground, slid a little bit closer to the parking lot for ADA accessibility. And then we're going to reorient it slightly to really increase the capacity of the hillside for seating. So.
And this is a neighborhood park. All parks are, by definition, for the most part, neighborhood parks. But this park gets a lot of use because there's a lot of families who live within a driver's 7-iron of this park.
Yeah, absolutely. Walking, it's huge. It's one of the largest park areas that we have. So you see everything from, well, of course, baseball activities, but then also festivals. So Fiestas Mexicanas, the Pride Fest has been here before, and a number of other festivals and events. So I think once you see the splash pad and the soccer field here, it's going to just go gangbusters even more than it already is. One of the things I should mention is that this is one of the most popular sledding hills that we have in town. And by moving the restroom over to the side and moving the stage, it's actually going to open up a bigger sledding run. So we've thought about that as well. So.
Speaking of restrooms, it's been an issue going on for quite some time. Vandalism. We hate to see it. It's been a problem at a number of parks in your department. Security cameras going to be going in to help you maybe alleviate some of these problems?
Yeah, we do have security camera projects. So City Council funded some additional cameras going into various parks. And yeah, vandalism is a big problem. So if anybody sees people out there doing something that they shouldn't be doing, please call it in. Lincoln Park, as an example, has been tagged graffiti every day now for the last several days. And that's pretty common in all the park areas, unfortunately.
What's the timeline on these projects? A little bit at a time? You're not going to eat all of this in one big gulp. What's the timeline for the projects that you already mentioned here at Lincoln Park?
This is a big gulp. Yeah, so we start on April 4th. You'll see the contractors coming out, and they're going to be doing the entire project this year. So it will take the rest of the year to do. And for the most part, you won't really be able to use the improvements until next year, but it'll be under construction all summer long.
And then is that pretty much it for Lincoln Park? I mean, this has been, as we talked before, a decade-long process. Is that kind of it for Lincoln Park for a while then, or is there still some little things you want to do?
Yeah, there's some little steps. So we're currently working on the baseball field dugouts to replenish those. That's nearly done. We're working with our disc golf organization in town to put in the tee boxes for the new disc golf course that's here. And we're going to have a budget request going to City Council next year to hopefully redo the outfields on the baseball fields. So resurface those, regrass those, bring in some soil so it's a smoother surface than kind of the surface that's out there right now.
The folks who live in the proximity of Lincoln Park, and there is a lot of people who live here, a lot of kids who love this park. Are they pretty enthusiastic? They understand they have to put up with about a year of summer times where they headaches, but in the end, I take it they're all on board and pretty excited about this?
They have been. You know, it was COVID year, so it's hard to know now if it was last year or the year before. But anyway, we did a outreach to the neighborhood, and we did a drive-through event to help have them actually pick out the the play equipment that they wanted to see. And they drove by and they're really excited and said, "Oh yeah, we'd like to see this here, and we'd like to see this." Or they even walked up during that event because we couldn't do a typical public meeting at that time. So it worked out great. So yeah, there'll be some dust probably for a little while, but you know, that end product should be great.
On an entirely unrelated note, out there at Easy Street in Old Station, where Easy Street meets the highway, Washington State Department of Transportation is going to be putting in a roundabout. The Washington State Department of Transportation is putting in a roundabout. Dave is not putting in the roundabout, but the city has been charged with making it aesthetically pleasing. Talk about the artwork, the proposed artwork that would go right in the middle of the roundabout.
Yeah, so last fall we were given the project to kind of dress up the center of the donut. We're the cream filling of the donut of the roundabout. And so we've been going through a call to artist process. So we've sent out through the media, but then also posted on our website and sent it out to over 200 artists around the state and region and said, come up with some concepts for the roundabout, what should go in the center, as opposed to just having it rock or just having it paved. And through that process, we narrowed it down to 3 artists, or design teams, and they are in the process of coming up with concepts. So they developed 5 different concepts for that roundabout, and then on the 15th at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they're going to be presenting those to an evaluation committee. It's a 12-person evaluation committee made up of Washington State DOT members, PUD, and City Arts Rec and Park Commission members. So then after their presentation, we'll take their recommendation onto city council committees and see if it's something that they want to pursue.
And if you're going to put in a roundabout, you might as well make it look good, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the gateway to the town from the north. 40 to 50,000 vehicles go through that intersection every day. This is at the intersection of Highway 2 and Easy Street, so right there by the Forest Service and the movie theater, Cascade Auto Center, that intersection. So construction now has been pushed back to next year, from what I understand. So it gives us a little bit more time to finalize that design.
What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be traveling all over Wenatchee here with Dave Erickson. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go to the Wenatchee City Pool, which needs renovations. You need a new lining. It's starting to show its age. It's 55 years old, something like that. It gets a lot of use between late May and the end of August. We'll talk about some of the projects regarding the Wenatchee City Pool when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz alongside Dave Erickson on the NCW Live channel.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino is the perfect place to meet in East Wenatchee. The Old West theme takes you back in time with casino gambling and poker tables. And now you can play the best games on or off the tables. Stop by and check out the new game room. All your favorite games and extended late night hours makes the Clearwater your best bet for a great time. And if time slips away having so much fun, stay the night next door at the Cedars Inn. It's all here nightly at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino in East Wenatchee.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Chiropractic and Integrative Multicare specializes in all level of injury care. If you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, have a sports injury, or a simple fall, call today for a free consultation. They offer a combined multi-care approach with medical, chiropractic, physical therapy, massage, and acupuncture. For relief from long-standing injuries to basic solutions for the weekend warrior, Latimer's Chiropractic Integrative Multicare is one stop, one location.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Everybody into the pool, kids swim, 15-minute kids swim. Except right now, because it's March and the pool is currently closed. We are back. Dave Erickson, the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services for the City of Wenatchee. This pool is a great pool. It's one of the few of its kind anywhere in eastern Washington. But Dave, it's starting to show its age, and the infrastructure of this fine facility needs some TLC and some big TLC.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, just like me, it's starting to wear out a little bit. So it does need some help. So, you know, we started last fall looking at replacing the liner. Generally, the pool itself is a concrete shell with a plaster liner inside. That's what holds the water in. Those typically last 8 to 10 years in an outdoor pool in a perfect setting. Ours was put in 1996, so it's about 25, 26 years old, something like that.
It's about done.
It's done, yeah. So it's got spots where really the paint of the pool is the only thing holding the water in. So before we replaced that, we wanted to make sure that the pipes that run underneath the pool were good. And so doing a test last fall, we found out that they weren't, not so much. So now we're in the process of doing the engineering, the final engineering to replace both the piping as well as the plaster liner.
So the pool usually opens early June. I know there's some private swim meets and things like that, but when does the pool open to the general public, and is it going to be ready?
Yeah, so we're going to fix the one leak that we know we think we can isolate, so we can operate this year while the engineering is going on. So normally we will draining starts on March 21st, so just right around the corner. And it'll be open to the public, usually right when school gets out. A couple of weeks before that, we'll do, like you mentioned, swim team will be in. There'll be private rentals from school groups and things like that, but full-blown operations in June. And we should be open just like regular, hopefully this year. We're going to Band-Aid it through, and then at the end of the season, we'll go out to bid to do the major repairs. So we can do the repairs if we get good bids the rest of the summer, so August, September, October, and then let it winter over and be ready to roll next year.
If you've been by the Wenatchee City Pool in the summertime, you'll see the tents camped out there at Pioneer Park with all the swim meets that are going on. This baby, when she's up and humming, is a money-making machine, isn't it? I mean, people come and out-of-town swim meets and out-of-town groups come, and because of this great facility, it brings a lot of revenue in, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, and maybe not directly for the pool itself. You know, we still subsidize the operation by about $100,000 a year to keep it operating.
Which is great when you talk about people who are going to come and eat and stay in hotel rooms and all that stuff.
Yeah, the two big velocity meets, so the Apple Capital meet and Starlight meet, generate about $1.5 million in local tourism-related sales tax. So we don't see it directly here, but the community sees it.
What makes this pool so unique? I know it doesn't look real good right now, nor should it look good right now, but this pool is unlike any other pool in eastern Washington, with maybe one or two exceptions, right?
Yeah, you know, it's a 10-lane, 50-meter outdoor pool. There aren't many of them, and so that's really the big thing. You know, Moses Lake has a great pool. It's got the zero-depth entry and the recreation side of things. That's an 8-lane pool, and the extra 2 lanes makes a big difference on attracting those large meets. And so without that, it'd be difficult to continue to operate it. As far as I know, there's only one other in eastern Washington. That's down in Walla Walla.
The mayor of Wenatchee has, well, he has a lot of dreams. Who's kidding who? But he'd like to see a region-wide aquatic center construction, not just with the city of Wenatchee as a lead agency, but everybody involved, to bring something like you mentioned before out at Moses Lake, which does great business in the summertime. You see the potential for that here in Wenatchee or in this general area? I mean, if you're going to build an aquatic center, you want it kind of associated with this pool, do you not?
Yeah, you know, that would be a great facility, and it's in our comprehensive plan to look at doing something like that. In fact, we show one here in the park on the other side of the park with water slides and zero depth and still a 10-lane, 50-meter pool. So it's a good long-term plan to have for sure, and it will take a lot of work to get there.
You mentioned the lighting and the plumbing issues. This pool, I suppose, has a finite lifespan to it, or as long as you fix the little problems, is it going to be around for a while?
Yeah, you know, with these repairs, we're hoping that we'll be around for at least another 10 to 15 years. And I have to mention that Senator Hawkins really went to bat for us to get additional funding for this project. He and actually Representative Steele and Gaynor did a great job over at the state and getting us another $550,000 for this pool project, so we can keep operating for another 10 to 15 years.
And come this summer, for you citizens who live in the Wenatchee city limits, this is one of the best deals out there. Just a public swim is super cheap, and you're teaching kids to swim. You've got a great program here.
Yeah, well, you know, we teach about 800 kids how to swim every summer. And we have a super scholarship program that we've partnered with the Sports Foundation in town. So if you can't afford swim lessons, we have scholarships for that. And then just to cool off when it gets 118 degrees in early June. So hopefully we won't have that again this year, but it's a great opportunity for that and fitness.
The Wenatchee City Pool is a great pool. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but this really is a great pool. It gets a lot of use, and hopefully it'll be around for a long time to come. For those of you who don't know, for City of Wenatchee residents, what's it cost just to come and swim, come summertime during open swim?
You know, it's like $3.
It's $3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can swim all you want. It's
Right.
fantastic. I love it.
Right.
Dave, where are we off to next as we do our little tour of projects?
Well, why don't we head up to Rotary Park?
Let's do that. Let's head on up to Rotary Park. Lots of things to talk about with Dave Erickson, the City of Wenatchee's Director of Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Services. How do you fit all that on a business card? I don't know. We'll find out. Rotary Park on the west end of town will be our next stop. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
I'm here at the Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, where there's a ton of cool stuff to do. You can learn how the dam harnesses the power of the Columbia, walk inside a Native American Tule Lodge, and steer clear of disaster on the Rock Island Rapids. You can check out the new fish viewing space and even stare a salmon right in the eye. Explore all this and more at Chelan County PUD's brand new Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, now open year-round.
Different birds enjoy different types of foods, so it's important to offer all the right things for the birds you want to attract. Sound complicated? It doesn't have to be. Our Flying Start Combo is an all-in-one feeder that attracts all the birds in your backyard, with seed, suet, nuts, and fruit. Stop by our store to find out how you can get started feeding the birds. Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
All right, getting ready to wrap it up for this week and get my weekend going. Still 37 degrees. It was 37 degrees when we started this show about an hour ago. It hasn't moved much, but we're going to get up there a little bit. What we're really keeping an eye on is the first full week of spring, which is next week, and it's looking pretty good. Here's the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. These are the folks who do the long-term forecast from the National Weather Service. This is starts Wednesday the 23rd, next Wednesday, and goes through Sunday the 27th. And as you can see, we have a very good chance to see very warm temperatures. This is the odds are, the probability of warmer than normal temperatures. And you can see not only for us, but the entire West Coast, especially look at Nevada and California. They're going to be very, very warm next week. But everybody's going to be bathing in quite a bit of sunshine and warm temperatures. Of course, we got to get there first. So the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook beginning Wednesday the 23rd and going through Sunday the 27th, into spring we go. Looks pretty warm indeed. And I'm all for that. Bring on the sunshine and the warm temperatures. But in the meantime, we got to get there, and we've still got clouds to deal with. Here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. About 55 today. We had 48 yesterday, so a little bit warmer. Again, lots of clouds, not a lot of wind, maybe a sprinkle, dinkle here and there, and that's all we're going to have to deal with. 38 for the overnight low tonight. Saturday, the last full day of winter. Cloudy, rainy, quite a bit of rain, as a matter of fact. Most of the rain Saturday morning. You're going to wake up tomorrow morning. Well, we hope you wake up tomorrow morning with some rain. Should be tapering off by about noonish or so. A little breezy at times. And look at the overnight low on Saturday night. 32. In fact, Saturday night, as we say goodbye to winter and welcome spring, we could even see a snow flurry or two right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Snow level is going to go all the way down to 900 feet, 32 for the overnight low. Sunday, here comes spring at 8:33 in the morning, the spring equinox, and then there's the warm pattern we're talking about as we get to the middle of next week. And that's it for us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.